Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And yes, Prem Show. The Prem Show is back. Lots of games coming thick and fast this week. Obviously, we've got the games tomorrow and Wednesday. We're here to go through the weekday or match day 14. Me and Ram are here as well. Make sure you go and get yourself comfy, get yourself some snacks, some drinks. I want to see you getting involved in the chats as we go through the games over the next 2 days as well. Before we move forward, let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. As you can see, I'm with Ram. What are you saying, Ram? You all right?
Yeah, man, not too bad, not too bad. Been a very interesting set of games last couple of days. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
Before we do, is this true?
I hope to God it's not. I want Lewandowski to win it.
So do I. That's what I'm saying. Is that true? Is Messi the Ballon d'Or winner? Have they called it already? I know it's on.
Apparently, it's the leaks. The leaks said he's won it.
Well, what time do they announce it usually? It's usually around sort of. How long's it been on for? Yeah.
About 8:45 they normally announce it, but how well? What can you do?
I've always said that I thought that the Ballon d'Or has always been rigged anyway. In many ways, it just doesn't make sense.
I've always looked at the FIFA Men's Player of the Year rather than the Ballon d'Or. Like the Ballon d'Or back in the day, where it was like mixed together with FIFA's Best Player of the Year, it was decent. But once FIFA took its own path and the Ballon d'Or is now just French journalists, I'm like,
it's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we are here to talk about Premier League, Ram, as always. Ideally, I'm going to try and do 2 Prem shows, but this is for match week 14. Did you watch the games over the weekend? Obviously, Liverpool with a great result, haven't they, against Southampton? Blew them out of the park in many ways, which was pretty much expected. I mean, what did you think of your performance over the weekend?
Very good. I want to say it's absolutely perfect. I still think there are a couple of moments where Southampton got in behind us. But then you look at the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate, they're both colossuses. Physically, they're just so dominant. Konate is only 22 and he's already built like a 28-year-old. He's frightening.
I'm still not sure on him when I look at him. I'm not sure if he's going to be good or not.
He is a bit like, whenever he's on the ball, it does look a bit like, Mamadou Sakho. Just doesn't look really comfortable. But when he's actually playing ball, he's comfortable, but on the eye is not very comfortable at all. But yeah, I think he'll get, when he gets older, his understanding of the game gets better. He'll get better. So I'm very happy. With him.
And then Chelsea versus Man United. Obviously, Chelsea completely commanded that game. 25 shots, 15 corners. A mistake by Jorginho, which led to Sancho scoring the goal. And then obviously the controversial penalty that Chelsea got from Thiago Silva managed to get us a point at the game. I mean, what were your thoughts on that performance?
Did you hear what Thomas Tuchel said about that mistake?
Yeah, he blamed the light, didn't he? I was saying,
He blamed the lights.
Jorginho told him, actually. It wasn't him that made that up.
Really?
Jorginho. He spoke to Jorginho. Yeah. It's bollocks. They should have done it anyway. I agree, but still.
I thought attacking-wise, you're a bit meaty. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Timo Werner, and I think I was being a bit too nice to him, comparing him to Michael Owen when he was at Leipzig. He's not even that. He's nowhere near what Michael Owen was. I think he's just done. Confidence is absolutely shattered. Even his own players don't rate him that highly. That's there have been so many opportunities where he could have played it into him, but they didn't. I think he's done out here.
What would blame the grass is what Xavi said. Big up to Xavi in the chat as well.
To be fair, I mean, I said it before, when he says dumb stuff like that, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I have the same energy for Tuchel as well. Like, what
I think he's obviously trying to protect the players. I guess he knows it's a mistake, and in a way, he's trying. It's not a very good hide, because anyone with with an eyesight can see that it was just a mistake.
It was. I think if it works both ways. If you say something that's pretty like tactically right, so say if Tuchel said it's completely my fault, I shouldn't have left Jorginho on his own. There should have been two players with him. There should have been another player next to him to provide that extra insurance policy when going back. Then that's fine. But everything else is just
Yeah. No, I hear you. Abs is in the comments. This is big up my guy Jem in the cut. People, make sure you pepper the like button, subscribe if you're new as well, and share in your socials, guys. We're on the road to 3.3k subscribers, so please make sure you continue to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new as well. We are going to delve into the games very shortly. Javi says it's protecting the players. I probably agree with him as well. It was more.
I mean, like, is when you say dumb stuff, it gets the traction. You know what I mean? Like, say if when Klopp blamed the wind, the grass, the thing is saying something dumb to get the attention off the player and onto the manager. So either say something dumb or say something very tactically intelligent, but that's too intelligent for normal fans to notice.
Yes, he is a Liverpool fan, Paolo, but big up to you in the chat as well. Nice to see you here. All right, let's delve into it. Anyway, let's get into this week's games. Obviously, Matt's 14 of 38. The games are coming thick and fast. Coming into December, I've already said 7 games to be played in the December period. So it's going to be an interesting watch, really, because of the games back to back, the points that can be dropped, points that could be won. You know, it could really be the difference, not only for the top of the league, but also the bottom of the league as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But we do start with Newcastle versus Norwich, the battle of the bottom. Now, Newcastle are at home. The win probability at the moment is saying that 49% to Newcastle, 25% to Norwich, and 26% draw rate there. When you look at their positions, obviously, Newcastle is still in bad form. 6 points out of 13 games, drawn 3, lost 2. Up against the Norwich team whose form has got better, though. Their form has definitely got better.
You mean Newcastle that's got 0 wins and 6 draws?
Well, yeah, sorry. Newcastle with the 0 wins, 6 draws, and 7 losses against the Norwich team that's actually got 2 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses. Yeah. So, I mean, looking at that, it's in its peak. The last 5 games, 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. They're 3 points ahead of Newcastle as well. So this could really be quite an important game away there. Ram, I mean, what's your thoughts on this one, mate?
I'm going to be boring again. It's going to be a draw. I know people slated me for being so boring last time. It's a draw. I think Norwich are in a good run of form, but Newcastle at home, they won't lose. So I'll say a draw.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about this game, is there really? It's quite a, dead rubber, but it isn't in many ways when you look about where they are and what the points could do for both teams. But I do think it's a must-win for Newcastle when you look at where Norwich are. Obviously, if Norwich win this, that's 6 points between them and them at the bottom. That's 2 games. So 2 games can be big going throughout the season. And I don't know, it's going to be interesting. I've got a feeling Newcastle are going to respond, though. I do. I think this is the type of game that they need now. I don't think they would have wanted to go in and up against I don't know, like a Tottenham or a Brighton or any of these Palaces. Anyway, I think where they are at the moment, needing a win to get this season going, I think Norwich is probably the best team or the best suited team that they could probably come up against. So I'm going to go with a Newcastle win, and I'm going to say 2-0 Newcastle. 2-0 Newcastle is what I'm going with there. Big up to Noah in the house. Big up to him as well. Nice to see you in the chat. We move on from this Newcastle game, and we now move on to let's zoom in like that, Leeds versus Palace game, Ram. Leeds are at home. In terms of the win probability margin, Leeds have got a 39% chance of winning this, 32% to Palace, and a 29% draw win, which I still think is a bit weird when you look at their current form, because Palace, all right, they've won 2, drawn 2, lost 1, sitting in 11th with 16 points. But up against a Leeds team that still isn't firing, still struggling in games. 3 draws, 1 win, and 1 loss as well. They are at home, Leeds. I mean, Can Bielsa beat Vieira, Ram? What's your thoughts?
Nah, I think Leeds has come into this season with second season syndrome. I think people not found them out, but like started to play around their style of play.
Yeah.
And I think Vieira is going to do the exact same thing. And even though Palace lost last time, which I predicted, Steven Gerrard getting another W. But again, I think Palace will have too much for them. I think Benteke is in good form. Conor Gallagher's in good form. Who else? Milivojevic has also been doing quite well. And they said their centre back Gay's actually been quite decent as well. So with a decent goalkeeper as well in Gaeta, I think they're going to have too much for Leeds. I think it will be 3-1 win to Crystal. Wait, is Rafinha playing?
I don't know. Is he? I'm not too sure. Is he?
Because
If he is,
saw he was. I think he was injured, but I'm not too sure if he was playing. Nah, I think he might be. He looks okay. So yeah, 3-1 win to Crystal Palace.
3-1 win. Viewers in the chat, give us your thoughts and opinions game by game. I want to know what your score predictions are as well. So do get involved with us as we go along throughout this stream. I think this is quite an interesting game, Leeds versus Palace. I do think it can go both ways. Palace on their day, though, I still think are more dangerous than Leeds, especially if you look at their current form at the moment. Even though Leeds are at home, does that really put them into more favour of actually winning this game? Not 100% sure. I would probably say that I would expect. I actually think this is going to be a draw. I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think Leeds will win. If I was to be put on the spot, who would win out of the two? I'd probably go Palace, based on if they can play how they have been playing, not on the recent game, but in most games they've been playing quite well this season. So I don't know. I'm going to go with a draw, a 1-1. But do you think Bielsa's actually in trouble? But do you think his way of managing is kind of just been found out now?
I wouldn't say his way is managing. It's just that because of his style of play is so intense, and the players that they have sort of, I want to say at the quality of, I don't know, like maybe even like an Aston Villa. I think Calvin Phillips, Rafinha are decent players. Everyone else, I think, is a bit meh. They're just too inconsistent. I think it's a mixture of the players not being good enough and just the style of play being too intense. So, yeah, I think it's those. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Crystal Palace can nick it, is what Neo's saying as well. He's Abs is saying 3-1 Palace. He's going for a 3-1 win there. Do you agree with that? I mean, I'm going with the draw. Palo's saying 3-1 Gallagher Palace. Yeah, I forgot about Conor Gallagher and his form as well. Someone that can definitely cause issues on their day. 2-1 Leeds is what Jonathan's saying as well. Abs 1-0 Tantum Pat, my brother. I don't know what I was talking about. They must be talking about each other, but 2-2 is what Nick Blue is. Yeah, I'm going with a draw as well. I'm going to stick with my 1-1 on this one.
I was say, Palo, I saw your comment about let's see in January whether we'll be dependent on those two players. Let's see if you're dependent on your world-class goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy, when he's gone. Let's see when you put biscuit fingers in goal.
I actually think you struggle more than everyone else just because of the output.
Oh, no. That's true. That's absolutely true. I mean, all we have left is Minamino, Jota, Firmino, and Origi.
Well, yeah, that's not great, is it?
It's not. I mean, Jota and Firmino, is okay, but I think one more player is at least it will help. But oh well.
Yeah, we'll get to Liverpool soon. We'll give you some time to talk on that one as well. But we are moving on to St Mary's, Southampton versus Leicester. Obviously, one of the games that's being played on Wednesday. In terms of the probability margin, Southampton are favourites, but not by much. 40% to Leicester's 33%. They do predict a 27% draw. That tells me that it could pretty much go anyway from the way they feel on that one. But if you look at the table, Leicester did win their last game. So 2 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw, 18 points. They've won 5, lost 3 and drawn 5 as well, which is not pretty. It's drawn, isn't it? Yeah. And Southampton have obviously played 13 games, 14 points, not miles behind them. Lost their last 2 games, won their last 2, drawn 1, -7 goal difference. So it's looking peak. Seems like they can't keep the goals out. I mean, Ram, Southampton or Leicester? They're both a bit out of form at the moment.
Leicester I haven't been very impressed with. I think everyone knows that. I've always said last season the way they capitulated, even on the last day of the season as well. I think they're not going to come back anytime soon. I'm thinking Southampton might do something here because they've been so inconsistent. Sometimes they have really good games, and sometimes they just play absolutely appallingly.
Yeah,
Like we saw yesterday. I mean on Saturday. So I might go for a Southampton win.
I don't knock
A
you for
one
it.
a 1-0 win to Southampton.
1-0. Rams going for a 1-0 Southampton. I'm going to go on the opposite side and say I think Leicester have got a bit too much. I think Leicester will win this. Even though they're out of form, they have got Brendan Rodgers, and yes, people moan and say he's not he's not that manager anymore. It seems like they're falling out of him. He still knows they will still win games because they do have a very good squad. Their squad is better than Southampton's, and I would say 9 times out of 10 on their day they should beat Southampton. So I'm going to say Leicester should win this, and I think Southampton will score, but I think Leicester will win, and it'll be 2-1 Leicester with a Daka goal and a Vardy goal is what I'm going with on that one. We've got Global CFC saying Southampton to beat Leicester. Fair enough. Brozier to score. Liverpool assist 1-0 was what Jonathan's saying. 2-0 Leicester easy is what Noah's saying. Another 1-1 draw. Nick Blue. I mean, Nick Blue's more boring than you, Ram, at the moment. He's going draw. You know?
It's just, I mean, I don't think it's a bad shout. I think all these games are a little bit tough to call. I think quite a lot of these teams will cancel each other out. I think this one is just a bit difficult because I don't think either of them will draw the game. I think it's either one or the other. But I think Southampton might pull something off. Just a scrape one, yeah.
No, I hear you. I do hear you. Let's move on from this game. We're going to move on to Wolves and Burnley. Wolves at home, 52% chance of winning this one against Burnley, who only got 21% win probability. They've got a 27% draw probability as well. In terms of form, Wolves they keep creeping up. They were down in 14th, 15th, and now they're 6th. And it just shows how quick things can change after a little bit of good form. 13 games played, 6 wins, 2 draws, 5 losses, 20 points, 1-2, drawn 2, lost 1. And they're up against the Burnley team that is they're just struggling to win a game. 3 draws, 1 win, 1 loss, -6 goal difference, 9 points as well, which means that if they do lose against Wolves, then Norwich City could, if they beat Newcastle, go above them. So, Ram, is it as straightforward as this is just an easy game, Wolves should win it, or do you think Burnley can give Wolves some problems?
No, I think Wolves will win it. I think it's going to be it will be a 2-0 win to Wolves. I think Burnley are I don't rate them that well. I never really liked them. They're a bit of an annoying team. They're just there just to rough up other teams, especially the big teams. And I think I'll go for a Raul Jimenez brace. I think Jimenez is going to be an absolute nightmare for Ben Mee and Tarkowski. Yeah, so 2-0 Wolves.
Who are your 3 to get relegated, Ram? Who were your proposed 3 originally?
Well, at the start of the season,
Yeah,
it was Watford. Not in any particular order. It was
no,
Watford, Norwich, and the third one. Who was it? It wasn't Brent. Could you scroll down again? Oh, it was Newcastle. Newcastle was the third one. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so mine was Watford, Norwich, and who else did I say? Brighton.
Brighton. Yeah.
I just had the feeling Brighton were going to drop, and they didn't. They didn't, and they're on great form. But going back to this game with Wolves, I agree. I think Raul Jimenez, I keep saying Trincao, Adama Traore, they've got a squad that is on its day good enough to beat any team in this league. I think they can beat Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City on their day. I think they had that good of a squad, but I don't know. I mean, in this game, they could easily draw it. You've seen how Chelsea played against Burnley. They can make things hard. Yes, Chelsea didn't finish their chances. It could be the same thing for Wolves, but I still think they will have enough to get the job done. I'm going to go over 2-0 Wolves, and I am going to go over Raul Jimenez goal. Actually, go with 2 goals for him as well. I think he'll get the job done for them.
I see you copying my prediction, man.
Yeah. I'm feeling a 2-0. El Padrino saying 2-2. People in the chat, like I said, keep smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new as well. Share on all your socials. Let's let people know that we are live right now. I know it's been a bit different in terms of timing for GNA TV. We're usually an afternoon stream. But as of recent, especially this week, I've had to do it in the evenings. We will go back to normal, starting from tomorrow with an afternoon stream. 1-0 Burnley. Fair enough. I hear that. But let's move anyway. Let's move on from these games. I feel like we've had quite a lot of like dead, boring games so far, Ram. Them first 4 games were just like, yeah,
No
whatever.
comment. No
comments. And it's starting to get more interesting now because we're going to delve into Watford and Chelsea. Watford, obviously 10% chance of beating Chelsea, 73%, 17% draw potential. Chelsea have dropped points though. Obviously drawing against Man United and the wins from Man City and Liverpool have pushed them within a point or 2 from the leaders at the front. Chelsea have won 9, drawn 3, lost 1. Won 3, drawn 2 of their last 5 games. Up against the Watford team who are struggling. They beat Man United, but let's be serious. Man United are in the mud at that point. 3 losses and 2 wins is what their form is saying. 16th, 13 points, -6 goal difference. They have won 4, lost 1 and drawn 8. Is it? Yeah, That's mad. They've only lost 1 game all season out of 13, Watford, which is quite surprising. Ranieri in there trying to get him playing to a certain degree. I mean, is this the game where Chelsea just let out their frustrations of the Man United for you, Ram? Or do you think there could be a little maybe upset?
Absolutely. Chelsea are winning this. I mean, we peppered them 5-0 at their home ground. I don't see why Chelsea can't do the same. I think it's going to be a 3-0 win to Chelsea, especially with the result that you had last week. Definitely, they're going to win. Yeah.
You saw, going to Chelsea, you saw obviously the likes of Werner, Ziyech and Cho against Man United. And let's be serious, all 3 of them were pretty wasteful in that game. Who would you start with? Who would you start up front against Watford based on what you've seen? Bearing in mind, everyone's fit up front as well. Got a fit forward line.
Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Romelu Lukaku.
Why them 3?
They're the most clinical, in my opinion. I think Havertz and Lukaku are both very clinical. Then Mason Mount can be the creative spark on that left hand side. And you think about Reece James providing the balls into them. I think they will be the best bet. I think Ziyech has been pretty mediocre when he's come in, and that was what he started off in the first couple of games of the season. Without Lukaku, and it was pretty good. So why not go with that?
I see Ram earlier today, not Ram, Igal earlier today on stream. Basically say that Chelsea. He basically said that Chelsea scored more than 2 goals basically in games because people were saying Chelsea were 3, 4, 5-0 in this game, and then Terry obviously rewinded it back and said Chelsea won 4-0 against Juventus, 3-0 against Leicester, and then they won 3-0 against Newcastle, and then they won 7-0 at Norwich. Right? It was if you were to bet on Chelsea to beat Watford for more than 2 goals, it wouldn't be a surprise. Do you know what I mean? It was so funny, and then the gal was like, "Oh, he goes, I didn't say that. I said, when is the last time Chelsea scored five goals past not 2 goals?" And then Cherry actually rewinded it.
When's the last time anyone scored 5 goals in a game?
Yeah,
rarely happens. Even we
does.
don't. Even we don't score 5 goals in the game. It's mainly 4, and then we're done. We've had our cake and we ate it. No one scores 5 goals ever. And I watched it back and then caught in 1080p, man. Caught in 1080p. That's all I can say.
Ram, as you're not a Chelsea fan, I want you to just quickly. I want to review Chelsea's next sort of 7 games over Christmas, and I want to see how many points you think that Chelsea can accumulate and where you think they might be. And when we get to Liverpool, we'll do the same as well, where you think they might be at the end of December. But you expect us to beat Watford, and then we play West Ham this Saturday as well. Is that a tricky one for Chelsea? Or what are you thinking?
That is probably your toughest game you're going to play this month. I'm not sure about your other games. Don't quote me on that. But I think this is a game that you can be unstuck in. So if I was going to do a prediction, I mean, I'm going to do it next time anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll say it's a draw. I'll
Just say win, lose, or draw. Yeah, that's what we do for
yeah.
now. Okay, so what's that? So that's 4 points out of
4.
Okay, and then forget the Champions League. We go to
7.
Leeds at home,
7.
Everton,
10.
Wolves away.
11. No. Sorry, 13.
Why did you change your mind on that? Because I'm a little bit skeptical of that game as well.
I don't know. I think Wolves against the big teams, they don't really do that well. I think everyone else they're fine with, but big teams they don't really do that great. So yeah.
Right, forgetting Brentford because that's quarterfinal. Aston Villa away against the Steven Gerrard. Revitalise Villa.
How many points are we on so far?
13.
13.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, we're on 13 at the moment.
Yeah, you're staying on 13.
Okay. Oh, right. You're saying we're staying on 30, so we lose.
Yeah.
So you think we lose away to Aston Villa, yeah, on Boxing Day?
Yeah, Matty Cash goal.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That makes sense. What about Chelsea Brighton? Last game of December.
16.
16. Okay. So you think Chelsea can get 16 points out of a possible? Well, you said we drew. So what is that? So that's 16. That 16. So that's out of 21 points. Or 20? Yeah.
21.
Yeah. Okay. So 16 points out of 21 is what Ram says for Chelsea over that Christmas period. People in the chat, do you agree with him? I mean, if I was to quickly give you my predictions, I would say that Chelsea beat Watford, beat West Ham, that's 6 points, beat Leeds, that's 9, beat Everton, that's 12, draw with Wolves, 13, beat Villa, 16, and beat Brighton, 19.
19.
I think we need anything between 17 and 21 points if we are to win this league. And if we are, and we still stay top through this period, because you've got to bear in mind Liverpool will drop points, Man City, etc. We can review that. We'll review it as we get to them actually next as well. I think if Chelsea can hold themselves up there, then and going into January, I know we've got Hughes, City, and Spurs.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be big.
Well, it is, but then it also depends on how far ahead Chelsea are based on what Liverpool's performances have been over Christmas and Man City are.
We'll do that for Liverpool and City.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it after. All right, cool. Let's go back to that. But in terms of this game in itself, I do think it's going to be a Chelsea win. I do expect us to bounce back. I do want to see the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi start again. I want to see Christian Pulisic coming back in the team because I do think on his day round that he's one of our best, probably the best attacker in form.
Don't see that problem.
Well, I'd like to see Cho Pulisic and Lukaku in these type of games because they're the three for me, or they're the two behind for me that have not only are they dribblers, but Pulisic always get in the boxes direct. So if Cho is out on the wing, you always know that Pulisic is probably the better player to arrive in the box, better than the other individuals that we have, like the Mason Mounts and the Ziyechs, who I don't think do that more. They prefer the ball to come in deep, pick the ball up deep and play it through. So I would say start with Pulisic, Cho and Lukaku. Some people in the chat are saying the same. I predicted a 2-0 originally, but I think a 3-0 is not a bad shout as well. Global CFC saying 21 points out of 21 for Chelsea. Oasis is saying Chelsea do need to have 21 points. So he's saying that they have to win every game throughout Christmas. I'm not too sure if that would have to be the case. But guys, there's over 45 of you in here, 30 minutes in. Smash the like button if you can. Subscribe. Let's try and get to 40 likes. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Share on all your socials. Hit the bell notification button as well. That'll let you guys know when we are live. Jen, we never have enough bodies in the box. That's why he wants Pulisic, Cho and Lukaku. I hear that. We beat everyone, but we draw with Wolves or West Ham 20 points. Here's what Nick Blue's saying. Fair enough. Can't disagree with that. But all right, we move. Let's move on from the Chelsea game. And we do move on to West Ham versus Brighton. Obviously, West Ham are at home. Evening kickoff, 7:30. So Wednesday evening kickoff. They've lost their last 2 games in a row. 1-3, 23 points. slightly dropped off away from Liverpool now. Seems like the gap from Liverpool to Chelsea, we're sort of moving ahead now, and teams behind are sort of fading off slowly. But they're up against the Brighton team, who are just in such bad form. 3 draws, 2 losses, 18 points, but they're still only in 9th. Same points as Man United, actually. I mean, West Ham are at home. They've lost the last 2 games. Ram, are you expecting a response?
Absolutely. West Ham are gonna win this game. Brighton, I think what has happened now is that they've hit that patch where they just can't get a win. I feel like quite a lot of mid-table teams do this. That's what separates them from the top teams. So like an Arsenal and Tottenham have done this for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
I still think West Ham are going to bounce back. They've got the quality to do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what happened there. It just glitched, didn't it?
Yeah. My thing glitched, and I was like, "Oh, have I disconnected?"
Yeah.
As I was saying, Brighton are a bit similar to Arsenal and Tottenham, where they just can't get a win, and that's what separates the mid-table teams to the top teams. And I still think this run is going to continue. I think West Ham have got too much quality not to win this game, so I'll go for a 2-0 win to West Ham.
2-0 West Ham. Global CFC saying 1-1. West Ham 2-0. 2-1 West Ham. 1-1 is what Zane's saying as well. I hear that. No problem. I do hear your comments there. I think it's going to be a West Ham win as well. I do expect them to bounce back after losing the last 2 games. And I am expecting probably a 2-0, I'd say. A 2-0 win against Brighton. I don't think Brighton score against them as well. I expect their main players like Declan Rice, Antonio, Ben Rama, and Bowen, and all these individuals to step up in this game as well. So we'll have to see how that goes on. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the win probability, 50% to Brighton, 24, 26% draw. I expect West Ham to get the job done, to be honest. So let's move on from that one. We go into the Merseyside derby, Everton versus Liverpool, and the win probability margin is looking peak for Everton, 13%, and they're at home against Liverpool, 69%, 18% probability of drawing. Liverpool have won 3, lost 1, drawn 1, 28 points is what they've got at the moment. We're up against a Everton team that are just struggling under Rafa Benitez. 4 losses and 1 draw, 15 points in 14th. Not performing to the heights that maybe they should be doing, but it is still a Merseyside derby, Rams. And what are your thoughts on this game?
I think we're going to win. I wouldn't say we win comfortably. I still think our run of scoring more than 2 goals in a game will continue. My main issue is that Everton, whenever they play against us, they always try to. I wouldn't say it sounds a bit weird, but they always try it. They play the occasion, and they just they start going into flying into challenges and doing some really odd stuff. And quite a lot of the time, the referee doesn't really do much about it. If you saw last season, I think that was the only time when someone did something about a really horrendous challenge, which was Richarlison against Thiago. Then obviously everyone knew what happened with Virgil. And if you look back in the last couple of seasons, there was one time where Ross Barkley did something on Henderson. He did something on Lovren as well. Funes Mori actually injured and destroyed Origi's ankles. And quite a lot of Liverpool fans say that was the reason why he dropped off so much, because of that injury, because he was scoring in about every game he was playing under that time. And then Morales against Suarez. I know Callum mentioned this earlier on the terrace. It's been a reoccurring thing. My issue is not getting a result, is whether our players will stay fit and whether they don't get any injuries in that game. That's the main thing I want. If they do, then it's gonna be very, very tough for us, and especially in the December period. So yeah, that's my main focus really.
Yeah. No, I hear that. In terms of Kings of CFC saying either 1-2 or 1-1, Liverpool lose their shooting boots. Yeah, that's true, but it doesn't look like doing it anytime soon, especially with Salah, who Zane thinks is going to score 2 goals against Everton. I expect a Liverpool win. This Everton team are in such bad form. They're just not the same. But then at the same time, a derby in itself can just ignite something. And if they do go and beat Liverpool, it might just sort out their season, and you might see a different Everton moving forward for the next couple of games. But to be honest, do I think it can be done? No, I would always bet on Liverpool to win this. I think Mo Salah scores. I think Sadio Mane scores if he's fit. I don't know if he's fit or not, but I think he will score. I think it could be 2-3-0 Jota as well. I think you've got too much quality, and they leak goals.
I take it back. I don't think we're going to score more than 2 goals this game, because our last couple of games against Everton, we haven't scored more than 2 goals since 2013. I think so. The last time we even won against at Goodison was in 2016, where Mane scored that last-minute winner during Christmas as well. So I don't think we're going to win that comfortably. I think it's going to be very close. I say a 2-1 win to Liverpool.
2-1 win is what Ram is going for as well. Fair enough.
If you think about it,
why are you not that confident though? You guys are you always beat.
We're flying, but it's better. I think Arsenal fans can relate to this a lot more when they were very good. Back in the day, Tottenham's main aim was to give Arsenal, was cause a lot of nightmares for Arsenal. That was their sole aim in the season. They weren't going to challenge or do anything. Everton's sole aim is to try and ruin Liverpool's season, and they did it last season. They tried to do it in the season prior, but it didn't work. They kind of did in the 2018-19. So I think that's why I'm not that confident, because even though they play like crap, they turn up against Liverpool and do some of the most ridiculous things, whether it's good or bad. So that's why I'm not really confident. And again, Goodison Park is not a very good ground for us. There's only one in our last 4 visits that we've won under Jurgen Klopp. I'm not.
I hear that. Salah's 1 goal and assist, 1 free kick goal for Everton, and scrappy late draw from a corner for Everton. Salah 1 goal and assist and 1 free kick goal for Everton, and a scrappy late draw for Everton. Okay, I hear that. 5-0 Liverpool this season, man. Liverpool is bloody strong, is what Andre thinks. Are Liverpool back? Can Liverpool win the league? Can Liverpool win the league, Ram? From what you've seen up to now.
Yeah. I mean, I've always said this. Our team, our starting 11 is good enough to win the league. It's whether they can stay fit. That's the issue. Yeah. And I still maintain, I think it's between Chelsea and City. I think we're going to finish the season 7 points behind unless we do something about our squad depth. If we sign a player, there have been reports of Luis Diaz Liverpool looking at him in January. If we sign him, I'm going to be very confident, because Diaz is a baller. He plays for Porto. He's a very, very talented player. If we sign him, then I'll be even more confident. I think we're going to be in. I'm going to be confident that we're going to be in and around them. But for now, I think if I was going to put a marker down, I think it would be 7 points behind them at the end of the season, behind the winners, which doesn't seem a lot, but for me is a lot. So 7 points behind.
All right, let's have a look at Liverpool's this December fixtures, as we have done for Chelsea. How many points did we say? I said 19, and you said 16 for Chelsea, right?
Yeah,
so we'll go over you first. Obviously, you've got Everton, which you've said you're going to win for 3 points. Wolves away.
Just about win 6.
Okay, I'm going to skip the Milan game. Steven Gerrard's return.
Win.
9. Newcastle.
12.
Tottenham away.
13.
So you think you draw that game? Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. Leeds at home.
16.
Leicester away.
19.
Okay, so you think Chelsea will drop points? You think Chelsea will get 16 and you'll get 19? Now, if that works right, you'll be a point ahead of Chelsea.
No, we'll be on the same, I think.
Well, you're 2 points. There's a 2 points difference at the moment.
Are we 3 points behind you?
I think it's 2. It's 2 points, isn't it? You're 28, you're on 30. Yeah. Is that right? So so you would only be a point ahead of us, wouldn't you? With an
Mhm.
extra win, if I'm right in thinking. I'm not too sure. I might have got that wrong, but that's fair enough. I think you beat Everton.
Mhm.
I think you.
Our record at Wolves is quite good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think you're going to draw this one. I think Wolves. I think you're going to draw with Wolves. I've just got this feeling. All right,
Mhm.
so I think 4 points there. You beat
Mhm.
Villa, which will be
7.
7 points. You beat Newcastle, 10. I think you. I think you win this 13.
13,
I think you beat Leeds,
16,
and I think you draw with Leicester.
17. Okay.
Yeah. So I think you got 17 points. I said Chelsea get. I think I said Chelsea are getting about
19.
19.
Mhm.
So in that instance, I think it'd be what it is now, 2 points, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Really. So
Yeah.
it'd be a 2 point gap going into the game against you. Can you imagine that? If that is true, and then obviously whoever
If
wins
it's a
that,
2 point,
yeah,
2 point gap, wow, that game at Stamford Bridge is gonna mean a lot.
it's going to be
It will have
huge.
to be if you guys draw it, then it's fine. If we win it, then it's nothing more than a win for us. If we don't win it,
Yeah.
then that's it.
I hear that, Jim. What are your thoughts on Ragnick rating Cho, Sancho, and ESR? Nah, it makes sense. You know, they're top
Just
players. You
just
know,
a little bit of a breaking news. Lewandowski's won striker of the year.
striker of the year is what
So
Lewandowski is one. Okay.
I think so. Ballon d'Or started to do like a goalkeeper the Yashin Award.
Yeah.
I think Allison won that a couple of years ago. They're
Who's won?
doing now. They're now doing a strike. I think they're doing a striker of the year now,
Interesting.
which only means one thing. I think Messi's going to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. 2-0 there. Okay. Southampton Leicester. We've got a donation here from Rokar. Big up to Rokar. He says, I like Ram. The disrespect to Silva is mad. He's the best centre back in the world. Sell Christensen, keep Silva, is what he's saying there.
Hold back on the best centre back in the world, just a little bit, a little bit. I think he is one of the best, but not the best.
I think he's one of the best in Europe, easily at the moment.
Oh yeah, one of the best in the world for sure, but not the best. That is
Who's the best in the
reserved.
world, man? Who's the best in the world?
That is reserved for the Dutch Colossus, mate.
Oh, you still think Van Dijk's the best in the world still?
Mm.
Who's second?
Thiago Silva.
Oh, okay. So now you're putting Thiago Silva second best in the world, yeah? And you're putting Van Dijk.
I've always rated Thiago Silva. I don't understand why Chelsea fans hate me for saying that Nesta carried him. I mean, I think Van Dijk would have been carried by Nesta because Nesta is one of the goats in terms of centre back. So it's not a bad thing getting carried by Nesta. I don't understand why Chelsea fans hate me for it.
No, it's not. But it's the way you're saying it. It's like carried as if to say like he wasn't all that. It's like Varane was carried by Ramos. I still stress about that. Like that is for me that is true. Like from what I've seen now, everyone told me
Yeah,
he was elite on Van Dijk level. He's not.
Gem. There's a difference between Nesta and Ramos. Like Ramos is good, but
No,
Nesta's next level.
yeah, you say
Nesta
that,
is
but
next
Ramos
level.
is still one of the best defenders in Europe at Real Madrid. Even
He's
though he
not.
had a rash side to him, he was. Come on, people were always talking about him,
He's
but he
not
was.
even. He's nowhere near Puyol's level. Puyol's miles clear of him.
Anyway, we move on.
I don't rate Ramos. If anyone in the comments knows, I don't rate him that much highly.
Fair enough. We're going to move on to the last three games. We've still got Man United, Arsenal to come, Tottenham, Brentford, and we've now moved to Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa versus Man City. Keep smashing the likes, guys. Keep doing it. Over 60 of you here, so hit the likes up. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. Give us your thoughts and predictions as well in the chat. Villa, 11% win probability against Man City, 72%. We've got a 70% draw ratio as well. Man City are on fire, though. When you look at their last 5 games, they won 4, only losing 1. 29 points. It's leaving them only a point behind Chelsea. 9 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses is what they've got to them. Goal difference is not as good as Chelsea's and Liverpool's, but still there. And they're up against the Villa team who, since Steven Gerrard had stepped in and took over, they have won their last 2 games. 6 points. So, there is an improvement. There is that manager bounce. They are at home. Is Is there an upset on the card here, or are just Man City too good for him still?
On paper, Man City are miles clear of Villa. Is fact. But new manager bounce is very strong. I really think if Villa start well and the crowd are up for it, it's gonna be a very long night for City. I don't think they'll lose, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very, very tough. You know what? I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw.
Whoa. Okay. And what makes you think that will be the case?
I don't know about City's record away from home. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I think Villa, with the new manager bounce, the crowd starting to have a little bit of faith again, I think they can do something. And their players aren't average. They've got really, really good players. They've obviously got Emi Martinez, who's a very good goalkeeper. They got Matt Target, Matty Cash, Ollie Watkins, Danny Ings, Leon Bailey, Emi Buendia, John McGinn. Like, they got some very, very good players.
Yeah.
And I think they can do something. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Viewers, do you agree with Ram's comments? 1-1 draw for City. City dropping points is what he's saying. Rokar, big up for the donation again. Thank you very much. He says, I hate when 37-year-old CR7 is rated, but Silva is also good. He is Chelsea's best centre-back. He has to be rated. And yeah, I mean, I think most people with a brain would rate Thiago Silva.
I think it's because of the three at the back.
But that's still no excuse, man. I'm sorry.
It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. But people see the three at the back as sort of is not as easier. It's easier than defending under a 2-back or a 4-back in a sense, especially with the way that 4-backs are used today. I think people don't look at people. If you don't play in a 2-back and you play in a 3-back, it's easier for you to defend. Like unless you have a manager that doesn't know how to use a 3-back, i.e., the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Mikel Arteta. I think he should be rated. Even though I do banter him at times, he should be rated. But playing in a 3-back, especially the way Tuchel plays his 3-back, play a 3-back, I understand why people don't rate him as highly as Chelsea fans do. Because I don't. I do the exact same.
I think he's I think you've all underlooked him. I remember when he first came to here, Chelsea, it was like, why are you bringing an old man over? He's going to get ripped apart in this Premier League. He's not going to be able to win headers. He's going to be paced past and, he's going to leak goals and this, that and the other. But, let's be serious. Since he's come in, not only has he elevated our team in terms of the defence levels, the improvements from our defence and the abilities, he also, in many ways, for me, plays the game better than most. I'd say better than 99% of the defenders in the Premier League. The guy's awareness, I don't think there's many better than him in terms of awareness of the game knowledge, being able to move the ball like he does still at 37. His distribution is very good for a 37-year-old. But the most important thing is how well he looks at the game, how well he perceives the game, and I just think he's so underlooked even at his age, and for me still to be 37 and still be touted as the second best or first best or wherever you want to put him in the world, bearing in mind you've got so many up and coming defenders, just shows how good of a defender he actually is for me.
I understand that. I understand that.
2-0 City, 2-1 City, 3-0 City. Grealish will score. Yeah, I forgot about that. Grealish back to his hometown. It could be a little upset there. Villa to win 2-1, shock of the day. 2-1 Villa. Grealish will do own 2 goals. 2-1 Villa. Brokart has put in a donation again. Thank you to him. He says, Van Dijk. I can't say Van Dijk. All right, Van Dijk, because he paid for it. Also rate Silva. Van Dijk will be later to Silva's level. For me, Maldini, Silva, Terry, and then Van Dijk need many more years to prove himself. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I've always maintained that Van Dijk is. I think if Van Dijk continues the level he's at currently for the next 6 years, he has to be in the conversation with the likes of Terry and Ferdinand at this level, at the level that he is in right now.
Yeah,
which is the best in the world. then
I
you can
don't
have
agree with
a
this. Yeah, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with to see this Ramos prime equals Terry's prime. Nah, I disagree with that massively. But you know, it's people's opinion. Haven't seen your show in a min. Glad to see you back. Big up to Mo. My name is Jem, yeah, not Pineapple. Get it right, yeah. Bit of respect, mate. Bit of respect. Come on, you can't be coming through here saying stuff like that. But I allow you, man. I allow you. But smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well, guys. Nearly 50 minutes in. We need to look at Man City's December period, Ram. You've said that they're going to draw against Villa. What are they going to do against Watford?
so it's 1, 4,
Wolves at home.
7,
Leeds at home.
10,
Newcastle away.
13,
Leicester at home.
16,
Brentford away.
17.
Fuck yeah. So they've got, so based on that logic, they will be, you said Chelsea get 16 points. They will be on the same points as Chelsea by the end of December.
Yep.
But you also said Liverpool
It'll be 2 points ahead.
2 points ahead of Chelsea.
But
yeah?
but I didn't take into account AFCON. I don't know when AFCON starts. If AFCON starts in what's it called?
No, it starts in Jan. It starts in Jan, doesn't it? So
if it starts in no, but players have to travel to Africa, innit? And they have to travel like a week prior, don't they?
It starts on the 9th of January to the Sunday, the 6th of February.
So they'll leave in the start of Jan.
Shit,
so.
you could lose Salah and Mane against Chelsea.
Or Chelsea. But you'll lose Edouard Mendy.
Yeah, but we'd still have all our forward line and defenders.
Well, we'll have Jota, Firmino, and the big man Divock Origi in it. So
that ain't good enough. You know that yourself. Don't even go there.
Nah, I'll tell you, Jota and Firmino will be enough. Good enough? I don't know.
Roco with a donation again. Big up to you. He says Terrio Ferdinand retired at 35. Silva is the only centre back on level of Maldini. Is what Roco saying. Fair enough.
No,
it's a good chat.
No.
But you got to take the longevity into consideration because Maldini played till he was 40.
41,
41, yeah, I think he was 41. So.
For me, I mean, everyone knows Maldini's in a level of his own, but I mean, Silva, he can be up there. He can be up there. But Maldini is with the likes of Beckenbauer and them, man. Like I don't think Silva will ever be on that level. No offense to him, but nah, he won't be on that level.
Fair enough. Sadio Mane, Salah, Keita, and Fabinho and Matip all gone. Is that true?
Fabinho? Why would Fabinho go? I didn't know Fabinho's. And Matip doesn't play for Cameroon. Matip doesn't play for Cameroon anymore. He's had a problem with the FA for such a long time. I don't know why, but he won't be going to AFCON. And Fabinho is Brazilian, so I don't know why he's going. Unless you know something that I don't.
We have our Super Kepa. Is what Nick Blue's saying as well. Thiago Silva at PSG 15-18 was different gravy. Fair enough.
It was good. Yeah.
They were pumping them old defenders in Italy with horse serum. Is what I'm saying. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
They're just built different. In the words of Callum and Drifty, they're built different. They're just built different.
All right. So I've said that I haven't said my prediction on this game actually yet. I think it's a. I didn't even give my prediction on Man City's results. We'll do that in a second. But I think Man City will. I think Man City will win this game 2-1 or 3-1. I think Villa will score, but I think Man City will just have too much for them. I think this is a game they win. So in terms of points, I say 3 there, 6 there. I think Man City have got the easiest December. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 19.
So there'll be 2 points behind you still.
Yeah, I think they don't beat Brentford.
I said that as well. Yeah.
I don't think they beat Brentford. I don't know why. I've just got this weird feeling that Brentford on a cold December day are just going to be up for that. And Ivan Toney's just going to bully Ruben Diaz and whoever else plays next to him, Stones, whoever. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, but I do think they'll win. I do think they'll beat Villa 2 or 3-1. We're going to move on from this game, guys. We have still got 2 games left One of them being Tottenham Hotspur. Conte's Tottenham versus Brentford, Ram. Obviously, 60% win to Brentford, 17%. When you look at their form at the moment, they've won 2, lost 2, drawn 1, 19 points. They've still got a game in hand as well, which I didn't know, which could push them up the table if they can win that as well. Obviously, win the game against Brentford. But they played against a Brentford team that were in bad form. They've won their last game. Will that trigger a response? We'll have to see. But the one thing I would say is watching Tottenham and Conte. I think a lot of people thought there would be an instant impact, and I don't think I'm seeing that at the moment. And they're going to be playing against a team in Brentford who will be confident, know their systems, know their roles, understand the game. Can hurt you if you are a bit lackadaisical. Did you find Conte's remarks interesting about what he's been seeing in training when he said about how the quality, the level of quality at Spurs isn't as good as he thought in many ways?
I wasn't surprised he said it out loud because he's known to be very, very vocal. Like he did it with Chelsea, saying that a lot of these players don't step up to the mark as they meant to. They don't fulfill the potential that they have. He's known to be quite vocal about players not really putting in the shift. So I wasn't surprised that he'd say it. But that's a good thing for Spurs because those players need a right bollocking because they haven't been performing at the right level. So Harry Kane and Son have been playing. Son's been playing at the right level. Harry Kane hasn't been turning up for Spurs in the last couple of months. And the players need a bit of a push. If they don't get a push, then they're just going to be there in mid-table. But that's not where Tottenham want to be. They want to be in the Champions League. So, yeah.
I stand by what I say when I say this, and I'll say it straight after this donation again. Rokar, thank you for the donation again, mate. I don't know exactly what that is, the 200, but yeah. Okay, fair enough. Silva will play more 2 years for Chelsea. He will win more titles. Man, he's a legend. I love Silva. He's the best centre-back in Chelsea's defence. He kissed the Chelsea badge. And then I just love Silva. Fair enough, bro. It seems like you're a big fan of him. I don't knock you for that. It's good to see. I'm a massive fan of him as well. So big up to you and thank you for the donations as well. But going back to this game, I do think that Conte has walked into a bit of an issue in terms of when I look at this Spurs team, I don't think they actually have the quality. I mean, I know Son and Kane are very good, and Ndombele on his day is decent. Højbjerg is not bad. I just think that there's too much dead rubber. Like when you look at it across the board, like you look at the defence in Dyers and the Sanchez's, Reguilon will benefit from Conte because he works hard anyway, and Conte he always wants people to work hard. So I think Reguilon's fine. But then you look at their right backs. Who have they got? There's no one really that stands out for me that can do a job. Lloris, he's getting a bit old now, isn't he? But still a top goalie. Don't get me wrong, but I just think there's no real spine, and I think for Conte to be serious, for Conte to be successful, he needs to have a spine. And at the moment, I don't think they have that. I don't think Harry Kane might fire cut goals, but for me, again, he still don't look the same. I think Son's benefiting from him the most. I think Son likes everything that's going on at the moment. But in terms of everyone else, I would say that I just think there's too much. You can elevate a team and get them to work hard and play in the system, but their levels as a footballer can become an issue. And I think Tottenham have issues because I think they have too many players that are just not good enough to be there. They're just not good enough to play for Spurs, and that's why I think they will still lose a lot of games under Conte. They might win games, and it might be hard and long-winded, this, that, and the other. But I just don't think it will be as simple as as simple or as easy, because they thought they would bring him in and everything will be fine. You saw the Spurs fans. We bring Conte in. He's gonna get him to play well, this, that, and the other. And I always look at Spurs fans and go like, do you not actually question the players you've got? Why is it always get rid of the manager, bring in that one? You had Mourinho, you sacked him just before your cup game against Man City. Like, I would not be surprised if he goes. I know it sounds silly, but I would not be surprised at the end of the season if he doesn't get back, he turns around and goes, do you know what, Levy, F you, I'm moving. I just don't find him a threat, Ram, not with this current squad. It doesn't matter what manager you put in there. You can put a Pep, a Tuchel. They will get performances, but I just don't think their squad's good enough at all. But in terms of this game, I do expect them to still win. But it won't be easy. I think it'll be a 1-0. It could go 1-0 each way for me. Either Brentford 1-0 or Tottenham 1-0. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I'd go the same. I'll go for Tottenham. I think Tottenham will win. They'll scrape it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brentford get something. They've always been quite decent against the big teams. So, yeah.
I hear you. In terms of Tottenham themselves, though, I always think it's interesting. They're classed as a top 6 team still, even though they're not playing like one. But we've both said that they should beat Brentford. They're going to beat Norwich, aren't they? So that's 6 points, we'd say. Brighton away.
Draw 7.
I'd agree, 7. Leicester away.
They win that. 10.
I think they draw that.
Leicester aren't good.
So you've gone 10, I've gone 8. Liverpool.
Draw. I said that was a draw. So, yeah. 11.
Well, I said a win, so we're both on 11 there. It's 11 points. Palace. That could be a tricky one, isn't it? That can be a tricky one, depending on Palace, that one.
12.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I think that's going to be... I actually think they're going to lose that. I'm going to stick to 11.
11.
Yeah. Southampton. I think they beat Southampton. So,
15.
Yeah,
14, 15.
So I've gone 14 points. You've gone 15 points. I don't know where that would leave them in the table, but they've obviously got a game in hand as well. So it'd be interesting to know.
Wait,
see how
so
they play.
would we have a game in hand with all the games that we're playing? We wouldn't.
No,
we'll be in the same. Okay, fine.
No, we wouldn't. But let's move on because we have got one real big important game to talk to before we finish off, and it is that let's say, I don't know what to say about these two teams anymore. But Man United, Arsenal, Carrick obviously getting the draw. Arsenal supposedly are back until they come up against Liverpool, but they did beat Newcastle over the weekend quite comfortably. Man United 48% chance to win against Arsenal's 26. Arsenal are sitting higher than Man United in the league, 23 points, 1-4, lost 1. They're up against the Man United team who drew, lost 3 and 1-1, 18 points overall. It's a little behind Arsenal, not going to lie, when you look at that. Do you think this is the type of game where Man United is this Rangnick's first game? Is he actually, he is.
I don't think he'll be manager by then.
Thursday? Yeah, he's already there though, isn't he?
But he won't be manager. He won't be there on the touchline yet. I think he will be the game after he'll be on the touchline. But he will be in the game. He'll be in the stands, but not managing.
All right. So based on that, and you've seen how Man United set up against Chelsea, do you see them doing the same sort of setup, or do you think that was specifically for Chelsea? And do you think Man United, who do you think wins? Who do you think wins out of the two?
I think it's going to be a draw. I think I haven't been impressed by Arsenal.
Donnarumma won the goalie thing, by the way, by looks of it, because Mendy's been robbed. Yeah, okay, cool.
I've been impressed by certain players, but not the team. So I say a draw for United and Arsenal, really.
It is one of them games that can go any way, though, isn't it, when you think about it? Because it's Arsenal on their day can beat Man United, especially Man United out of form. But then Man United, for me, in theory, possess much more quality than Arsenal, I think. When you look at them, if you was to compare their players, I'm sure you'd pick a lot of Man United players over Arsenal. Easily. I'm sure we would. Maybe the defence would be up for debate.
But... I guess so. But then again, is the way you play. Arteta's got them playing football. I think United are still a little bit disjointed, in my opinion. But that's my, yeah.
No, I hear that. I do hear that. Rokar with the donation says, did you see how Silva pocketed CR7? The way he tackled him last night. He was my man of the match. Watch after CR7 on the pitch. CR7 never scored against Chelsea and Silva sealed it. Rokar is loving it up today with these comments. Guys, continue to hit the likes. Over 60 of you guys still here. Smash the like button as well if you can. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. Not really. We haven't lost to them since 2017. Usually goes our way, is what Dizzy's saying. Dizzy is a massive Arsenal fan. Arsenal to get a draw is what Nick Blue's saying as well. 1-1 draw. I always love to see Man United drop points, is what Zane is saying. Yeah, I mean, look, let's delve into, because I think Man United win. If you've got my opinion, I think this is a game that won't be like a 3-4-0. I think it will be there'll be goals. Arsenal will score, but I think Man United will win this 2 or 3-1. I just think that they may have turned the corner, and they do have a good enough squad. The one thing I would say about Man United is that I think this squad's good enough to challenge. It's just that they haven't had the manager to do so, and now they've brought in a manager that has a plan, has a system, has an idea. I just expect more. I don't know about you, Ram. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of Ralph, but I know Ralph is, in terms of intensity, he asks a lot from the players on the pitch. I mean, do you see him doing well at Man United?
I've always been a big fan of Ralph Rangnick. Like what he's done with certain teams like Schalke and Hoffenheim have been absolutely incredible. And what United fans will like about him is that he brings in a lot of youth players through. Like I said it before, like he brought in the likes of Manu Neuer, Joshua Kimmich, Joel Matip, Upamecano. The list is endless. Like he is a seriously good footballing mind. I think quite a lot of players will respect him for how intelligent he is in terms of knowing about the game. So I think he's going to be very, very good as an interim. But as a director, he's going to be amazing for them, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I do think he is there temporarily to get the foundations in order and set out. Whether it's a Ten Hag, whether it's a Nagelsmann, I think you see one of them two managers coming in and potentially managing at a later stage, and taking over. And it's going to be interesting to see. Over 66 of you guys here at the moment. Smash the like button, guys. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. We're going to quickly look at the chats. Some what people say in the chats. 1-1 draws, 1-1s. A lot of people saying 0-0s, draws. Everyone's just going with a draw in this one, which makes sense. I completely understand it. Let's quickly have a look at Man United's Decembers, because obviously they have brought Ralph in. We both said that they'll beat Arsenal, which is 3 points. Palace at home, I think they win. That'll probably when Ralph comes in. So I'd say 6 points. Norwich, I think away they beat. That's 9 points. Brentford away, I think they draw. 10. I think they beat Brighton. 13. They'll beat Newcastle. 16. They'll beat Burnley. 19. I think they get 19 points, Ram. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I say 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5.
Brentford.
6.
Wow. Man United.
9, 12, 15.
Fair enough. So you think they're going to draw quite a lot of these games? Yeah, is that
change the Crystal Palace one to a win? 17.
17. All right. So you've given them. All right, that's fair enough. You've given them 17. I've given them 19 points. I do think they bounce back. Do you think they're still okay to forget in top 4?
Yeah. They'll get top 4. No doubt. They'll get top 4.
I've always stuck by the top 4 being Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Man United. That was my predictions at the beginning of the season. That doesn't change for me whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm assuming yours the same as well.
Yeah. The teams are just better than everyone else.
Yeah.
The players that we have better than everyone else. Manager wise, barring Antonio Conte, better than everyone else. Is going to be United.
18 points. They're not miles out from 4th. If you look at it, that's 5 points. That is doable, isn't it? When you think about it, there's nowhere near. I know Terry's blown them out of them winning the title or getting near the title. Do you think the title's a bit far from 18 to 30?
They're 12 points behind. 12 points behind Chelsea, 11 behind City, and 10 behind us. Is too far. 10 points is just too much.
Rokar, big up to you thank you again for another donation tonight. He says Ralph will flop. He did not win any titles. If he was great, he will be as a manager, not as a consultant.
You say that. He took RB Leipzig, who at the time were not a big. They were in the 3rd division of the German tiering system, and took them to the Bundesliga, finishing 2nd above Thomas Tuchel's Borussia Dortmund, who was already an established team. He set the foundation for Hoffenheim, who at the time were minnows. They were lower than Stuttgart at the time. They were minnows, and then they brought him to the Champions League. And also people forget what he did with Schalke. I know people say, "Oh, he won the German Cup." Well, that's nothing. It's like the FA Cup. For Schalke, it was a big deal because they haven't won a lot of trophies prior to that. So them winning a German Cup and getting to the Champions League semi-final with a team that they have, a very relatively young team, it was a statement. They beat the holders of the Champions League, Inter, in 2 legs. So all these say, yeah, he hasn't won any titles. No one's expecting him to win a title as interim manager. No one's expecting that. He's there just to provide the foundation for them to be a force, which he will.
Yeah, so, I hear that. Like I said, I don't know too much about him to sit here and start saying this, that. Yeah, one thing I do know about him is the intensity that he asks for the players to play at. In terms of setting up in formation, Ram, is it going to be a lot like Tuchel, do you think? Because I've got a feeling it's going to be along them lines. It's going to expect them to play like that.
How I remembered, it was a long time ago. This was back in 2017, 2015. He plays in a 4-2-3-1. At the time, it was Gulashi in goal. Quite a lot of the players were. I don't even remember who they were.
Yeah.
Halstenberg were there. Kimmich was there. Yusuf Paulsen was the striker as the main target man.
Yeah.
It would mainly deploy the traditional 4-2-3-1 with the target man of Paulsen, and then as a cam, it was like a sort of like a shadow striker in a sense. So
yeah,
I think he'll play what Ollie played, but it will be a lot more rigid and a lot more effort, shall I say? A lot more pressing. Yeah.
We're looking at Arsenal's December games. Obviously, I've said a loss for them against Man United. So that's 0 points. Against Everton, I think they will win. So I'd say 3 points there. I think they beat Southampton 6 points. I think they draw with West Ham 7 points.
No, I think they'll lose. So we're both on 7.
Okay, Leeds away, I think they'll beat 10.
Yeah, 10.
Norwich away, I think they'll beat 13.
13.
And then I would say Wolves at home.
Draw,
yeah. So we're saying
14 points.
14 points. And then they've got Man City, Tottenham, and Burnley, Wolves, and Chelsea. Liverpool. Look at that. Look. Man City, Tottenham, all right, Burnley, Wolves away, Chelsea at home, Brentford at home, Liverpool.
God help them. Those 2 months are going to be hell. They're going to be so
It's about time. Because these lot were banging on about, we're back, look where we are in the league now. But if you look at the games that they played prior to that, and I did keep mentioning it, before Liverpool, they played Watford, Leeds, Leicester, Villa, who were dead, Palace, who they drew with, Brighton, who they drew with, and Tottenham, who were on the ropes.
Yeah, like it was bound to happen. Like all the games that they had the likes of Norwich, Burnley, Leicester, a bit of like meh teams, Villa when they were pretty poor under Dean Smith. It was bound to happen. And now they're gonna get their like baptism of fire in the New Year's. Happy New Year, Arsenal Football Club. That's what I have to say.
Definitely that, mate. Definitely that. 2 seconds. I've just got to send something to someone. Keep smashing the like buttons, guys, if you can do that. Hate this. Hate trying to multitask when I'm in the middle of a stream.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do quickly, Ram, before we finish off, as it is the game of the weekend. I wouldn't say that your game is. We're going to do a quick combined 11 for Man United Arsenal based on now, right this second.
Oh, good. 2 impartial people making a combined 11. I haven't seen that in a long time. Now, I'm just a little bit touchy about combined 11s when it comes to people like Liverpool, like Arsenal. People saying Tavares over Tsimikas, like Partey over Fabinho, Aubameyang over Jota. I
No,
hear a
it's
lot of
on form. This is not about the overall player, right? I'm not even going because it'd be easy just to just throw loads of Man United players in there for me. Arsenal fans never said we were back. Rivals fans came up with that joke. How the fuck are we getting bantered for something we didn't?
But the problem is, right? We said it, but you endorsed it. You endorsed it. You said it. You said it yourselves. Arsenal are back. We said it as a joke,
You took it serious, yeah.
and then you took it seriously. So we put it in. It's like we put it in the atmosphere, but you caught it and then decided to belt it 100 miles per hour. You know what I mean? So it has to face the fact you're just funny. The fan base is funny. That's all we have to say.
I think it's the fan base mainly. I mean, the club itself ain't any better. Don't get me wrong, but United are bringing in Ragnick. He's there for 6 months as manager and consultant. Has he been given control over building the team? United don't wait for 2+ year projects. They need results now. I hear that. I think it's a bit of both. I don't think they're like Chelsea in terms of you've got to do it now. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
that
I
sort
think
of route.
they don't need that much work. That's the thing. People saying they need like a new service. It's not. They don't. They've got good young players coming through. They got Greenwood. They got Rashford. They've got people like Tierney. Luke Shaw was very sorry, not Tierney. Tellez and Luke Shaw, Luke Shaw was last season the best left back in the league. And then they obviously got David De Gea. And obviously Champions League Varane. So they've got good players. It's not as bad as everyone says. And I completely forgot Bruno Fernandes as well.
Well,
so
let's
he's
go
not
into
that
it.
bad. He's not that bad.
Yeah. Let's jump into it, shall we? Let's go through the Jorginho got top 3. Oh, apparently Jorginho got top 3 in Ballon d'Or.
What was the list again? What was the?
I don't know. Someone just said it. Bex in the chat. Bex, if you're in the chat now, let me know. Let me know. Let us know. Let us know who won that. All right. Anyway, let's move.
Jorginho got top 3.
Yeah, apparently.
Because the leaks were that Messi, Benzema, and Lewandowski are top 3.
Jorginho got top 3. Top 3. Put some respect on his name. That's what she said there. So yeah, there you go.
Oh, maybe Messi might not win it after all.
I think it could be Lewandowski. If Jorginho's second or third, I think he should be third. I don't know. It would be second, maybe Messi.
I need to have a look at the. So it's either Lewandowski or Messi.
Lewandowski or Messi, easily.
So the leak was not even true because I think they said that Benzema was third or second, and Lewandowski was third. So
yeah, I've got to have a look before we do this quickly. Yeah, it's Jorginho ranking Ballon d'Or third. He got third, Jorginho. Yeah.
Even people, I look at the BBC. It's Kante fifth, Benzema fourth, Jorginho third. So the leak must have been wrong because I saw Benzema was top 3.
Mason Mount got 19th,
which is a bit
Mendy comes second in terms of goalies. It was Donnarumma, Mendy, Oblak, Ederson, Neuer. Where the hell is Thingy? Alisson.
I mean, I don't think Alisson was going to get it. I mean, the mistake that he made in January, he wasn't going to.
He was out of the top 5 though. Not even in the top 5. Wow.
Maybe next year.
Donnarumma won that though, didn't you? That is purely on Italy.
But he was incredible. He was incredible that tournament.
Chelsea Club of the Year. No, that doesn't surprise me really, based on what we did. If that is true as well. Who won the Ballon d'Or then? Have they actually people in the chat?
Not yet. They haven't. It's between Messi and Lewandowski.
All right, let's move. In goal, who are we going for? Ramsdale, who Arsenal's saying is the best goalie in the league at the moment, based on stats, or De Gea, who, to be fair, has performed really well as well for Man United.
De Gea. I'd say De Gea. I'm still a little bit. I'm not confident with Ramsdale because I don't think
you can't knock what he's done though, Ram. That's the thing.
I can't knock what he's done. He's been very good, but I remember there was a couple of times him as a sweeper keeper, he can't sweep. That's why I tell Arsenal fans stop it with the whole. Ramsdale can be up there with Alisson or Mendy because Mendy and Alisson. I mean, Alisson can do it better than Mendy in my opinion. They can sweep. And that's what you need in modern day football. And he can't do that. I'll still pick De Gea because De Gea has been incredible for United this season.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So no, I'll give De Gea as well, but I just think Ramsdale has Chelsea got Club of the Year. De Gea. Yeah, people saying De Gea. Yeah, I think Ramsdale in terms of form, if you're going to base it on form and how they're playing, I think Ramsdale probably gets in. When you think about the terms of what he's done for Arsenal since he's been in goal, you think of the games against who was he playing against when he made like about 20 saves? I can't remember. Was it Leicester? I think it was Leicester. I remember watching that game. It was unbelievable.
Leicester and us.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. I mean, that usually he put four got put past him, but again, he was so important. But yeah, I'd go with De Gea. I'll still go with De Gea. Left back, Luke Shaw's been absolutely shocking.
He won't be there.
But then Tierney's been injured. Tavares, maybe.
It's between Tavares and Telles. You know what? I'll let you have that. I don't really care.
I would probably say I think I'm going to go with Tavares. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tavares. I think he's impressed me since he's came in. He's definitely impressed me since he's came in. But yeah, Benzema got 4th, Kante got 5th, Ronaldo got 6th, Salah got 7th. Oh, Salah got 7th, bro. Bit disrespectful.
I mean, he should be ahead of Ronaldo, but I'm not really bothered.
Yeah,
it's mainly next year. Hopefully, next year he can be a lot better. Continue this form at the end of the year to this next year. So yeah.
Tavares. Yeah, guys, bear in mind this is based on a Man United and Arsenal combined 11 based on form. Now it's not about the overall player; it's about the form basis. So I'll go with Tavares. I think he's performed quite well. I think they've actually improved in them areas. I think Tierney's good, but you know him being out, there's levels to it, and I think Tavares has brought a level where they can still compete. So I'll say Tavares. What are you saying as the centre backs, Ram?
Centre backs.
Does Ben Shite get in there?
No. I'd go.
Man United ain't doing too well, are they? But Varane's been awful. Maguire's been shocking recently. Lindelof, maybe one of them, I'd say.
Nah, Lindelof, nah.
Bailly?
Yeah, I don't mind Bailly and Gabriel. Even then, that's
Can we not even give Arsenal both of them?
No.
So you think no Gabriel and Ben White? You think Gabriel and Bailly? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Ben White. To be fair, I'm not a fan of both of them. They're both pretty bad, so I don't
White
really
and
care.
Bailly, Phil Jones, Gabriel and Varane. White has been better this season. Yeah, but Dizzy, this is what it's based on. It's based on the overall form. It's not the overall player. It's just based on what we've seen so far. Bailly was good against Chelsea the other day. Not gonna lie. Bailly has not been better than White, but I smell the agenda. Is what he's saying there as well. Listen, Dizzy, I wouldn't be. Look, I could probably agree with Messi's the winner. Messi won.
Yeah, I've been seeing Messi won it.
Messi won it again. Lewandowski robbed, man. I don't even want to get into it.
I don't want to get into it. I'm getting tired of this conversation about it. You know how Ballon d'Or works. Oh.
Is what it is, mate. It is what it is. All right, moving on to right back. We going with what's his name? The guy from Arsenal? Tomiyasu or AWB?
Tomiyasu. I'm not putting Wan-Bissaka. Not going anywhere near this team. Tomiyasu.
Why? What's wrong with Wan-Bissaka?
Nah, that performance yesterday and the last couple of weeks have been so bad. No, nowhere near this team. Thank you. Don't ever put him in the conversation with Trent or James or even Joao Cancelo ever again. Ridiculous.
Tomiyasu. Jorginho top 3 is a disgrace. They'll just eat your heart out, mate. That's all I'm going to say, mate. Eat your heart out. I'm shocked he got there. I thought he'd be like 6th or 7th. Being 3rd just doesn't make no sense to me, really. But if you look base it on what he'd done last season, Champions League winner, Euro winner, that's probably what they've gone for. No, I'm sorry, Ram and Jim. If Norwich defenders have more clean sheets than United, I'm sorry, no United defender gets in.
Yeah, but Arsenal defense isn't that good. Not even that good. I don't even rate any of them. So no, sorry.
Yeah. All right. Moving forward, 4-3-3 is what I've predominantly gone with here. What are we saying for the middle? What are we saying for the middle?
I'll put Lokonga in there.
Fred?
No. Man, it is difficult. Could you switch it to a 4-2-3-1? It'll make it easier.
We can switch to a 4-2-3-1. We can do that.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1, please.
4-2-3-1. Okay.
It should be the second. I think it might be the second variation. You got cams.
All right, but it's annoying why it does that because it should be 2 in the middle. All right, so the
Go
CDM.
back. Go back to the formations. There should be like a bracket in there. That one, I think. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. You want that one?
Yeah. I
All
like
right,
my
fair
wife's place. Partey.
All right. Partey is
No, sorry, not Partey. Lokonga, sorry.
what on the right side? Yeah, Lokonga.
Yeah, Lokonga.
On the left, what are we saying?
On the left
Fred.
is different.
Fred is in form, though. To be fair, he is in form. I know as much as people don't. I think he's actually quite underrated. I don't think he's as bad as people think he is. And to be honest,
he's not as bad as people think he is, but he's still bad.
I would say Fred. I wouldn't choose Partey. I'd choose Fred over Partey, based on.
Is there anyone else?
Not really. This is what I'm saying. I think Fred and Lokonga is a good shout.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. Go for that.
Who plays in front of him?
Smith. Oh.
Are you benching? You got Pogba, you got Smith Rowe, and you've got Bruno Fernandes.
Wait, is Pogba fit?
No, he's not in form now, is he? Really, and he's not been fit, so we can't include. So it's ESR or Bruno on form.
Can we play both?
You can
get Fred out, put ESR, and put.
You can't do that, but he's not a CDM, is he? You can't.
I'm sorry, and I'm gonna hit. You're gonna hate me for this. Can you go back to 4-3-3, please?
Ram, we can't keep switching it to say fix your agenda.
It's not fitting my agenda. I completely forgot about Bruno Fernandes. I'm sorry.
So who sits in the middle?
Lokonga sits in the middle.
Has he been that good though? Is he deserved to be in?
I've been pretty impressed with him. I think Partey just made him look bad.
I would choose Fred personally, but that's my opinion. We'll have Lokonga. I'll let you have that one, but I would have chose Fred. People in the chat are saying, "Well, fuck Messi, Donny, Bruno, ESR. You can play
Donny's been in form wise. Donny's been the best out of all of them.
Go on. So who's in front of him then? Bruno and ESR. Is that what you're saying?
Bruno and ESR. Yeah, I like that.
Emil Smith Rowe. All right, cool. That makes sense. I hear that. So at the moment, guys, we've got De Gea, Tavares, Gabriel, Bailly, Tomiyasu, Bruno Fernandes, Lokonga, and Smith Rowe in the middle. Who's the front three? I mean, I'm assuming in the middle it's Ronaldo. Yeah. We're going with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, Cristiano there. And I'll say the left-hand side, I'll go for... Who plays on the left for Arsenal?
Rashford, you've got Aubameyang, Saka.
Yeah, Aubameyang ain't getting in this team.
Lacazette. Who else they got? Saka.
I'll go Rashford and Saka. Rashford on the left, Saka on the right. Yeah.
Saka. All right. So, yeah. All right.
Actually, sorry. Put Greenwood on the right, Saka on the left. That would be better.
Really? Has Greenwood been in form?
I think Greenwood's been decent. So, yeah. Well, Rashford scored 3 and 6.
Yeah, Rashford's on fire. That's what I'm saying. You can't drop Rashford, man.
Yeah, go for what I said originally. Rashford on the left and Saka
I don't think
on the
Saka gets in. I don't think he's been that good.
You think?
Well, let's have a look. I've got the thing here, actually.
They've been both inconsistent. That's the thing.
Where is it? I deleted it. I just want to know how many goals he's had quickly. Have a look. Let's have a quick look, right? I'll tell you how many goals he's got without this coming up. So Saka's played in the Premier League 13 appearances, 2 goals and 2 assists in 13 appearances. Who else could potentially go in there? Let's have a look at Odegaard's 11 appearances, 1 goal, no assist. Aubameyang, 12 appearances, 4 goals, 1 assist. 4 goals and 1 assist. I mean, 2 goals and 2 assists, is that good enough? And
No Aubameyang. No Aubameyang.
then you look at
Absolutely
someone.
not.
Then you look at someone like Greenwood, who he hasn't been playing now, is he? That's the thing I'd say about Greenwood. He's not been. I don't know. This is a weird. What are the viewers saying? Saka has to get in. He hasn't put in up goal assists, but his performances have been very good. Stop it. I'll have Saka at United all day. Check Greenwood's stats, Jim. That's what I'm trying to do now. But it ain't coming up. 1 second. Why is it doing that? 1 second, guys. 1 second. Squads. Here we go. Where's he go? Come on, Greenwood. Where are you? There he is. So Greenwood scored 4 goals in 10 appearances. He's got, 4 goals. 4 goals in 10 appearances is Greenwood and 3 assists.
Saka's got 2 goals and 2 assists.
Yeah, Greenwood's got 4 and 3 though.
I'd still go Saka. It's just that consistently, I think he's been better this season. Greenwood has not.
All right, it's a bit of back and forwards. This Greenwood isn't living up to what he says. Maybe Ronaldo stuns him. All right, let's throw Saka in. Everyone's saying Saka.
Yeah.
We'll throw Saka into that mix. So there you go, guys. De Gea, Tavares, Gabriel, Bailly, Tomiyasu, Smith Rowe, Lokonga, Bruno Fernandes, Saka, Ronaldo, Rashford. That's the 11 that we've got lined up here as well. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. It's as fair as a Chelsea and Liverpool fan can be. Bearing in mind we don't support both teams.
Yeah.
So definitely fair. Something we could probably do on each Prem show now, where we can just highlight what the best game is and do a combination of the team, of the players based on their form and that. So something we'll be doing a lot more of as well, Ram. But there you go, guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. Yeah, good show, Ram. Hope you enjoyed it as well. It was a nice little chilled one as well.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Except the Messi Ballon d'Or thing. Other than that, it was great.
The Messi Ballon d'Or thing's just a bit. I don't want to talk about it. Lewandowski's been robbed. Hopefully Chelsea get the win. Liverpool and Man City lose. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow for the the Watford versus Chelsea preview show. So make sure it'll be normal time, 1 p.m. So make sure you're around for that time as well, guys. And we'll make sure we tune up to that. But Ram, we might see me and Ram again to do the Prem show potentially Friday. I am going to be away for 2 days or 3 days after Tuesday. Be back Friday, guys. So you won't be seeing me stream for them next 2 couple days. So I'll see you tomorrow. Ram, thank you for coming on, mate. And we'll take care. We'll see you again soon. Peace.